Alright guys, it's been a while since I've done a video. Honestly, several reasons, but mostly I don't have any new content really to make a video about. There's only so many Cobra 148 recap and alignment videos you can do, or you know, Uniden Washingtons or, Cobra 29s, that type of situation. So, it gets repetitive, boring, but that's mostly what I've been getting in is, lots of Cobra 148s. So, and I have so many videos on those. So I just figured, really, honestly, well, being busy with trying to get work done and repetitive videos, I just thought it would be best just to kind of just leave them alone. But I have this Madison here, so this belongs to, actually belongs to Ethan. And Ethan, thanks for your patience on repairs. You've been great in that department. But, so he sent me this. This is the fourth version of the Madison, the digital clock, Uniden branded. But, so he sent me this one. It was not transmitting, and he wanted some other work done to it. This one's in really nice shape, too. Cosmetically, anyway. So, had some issues. Yeah, one of them was no transmit. So, I ended up getting a parts radio. Well, he ended up getting a parts radio for it, and I needed some tunable transformers, some cans and stuff, and a couple of other transistors. So, I ended up getting this thing transmitting. So I was getting a carrier, AM carrier, no modulation, and no sideband. So I automatically assumed that sideband transmit was because of the no modulation. So I've been pulling my hair out. Unfortunately, I have one of these signal tracers, and it actually saved me some more aggravation than what I've already been going through with this radio. So let me retrace my steps back, no pun intended. But so yeah, so I was getting a carrier. So here we go. This is on PEP, but audio. You can see that there's no modulation at all. So, busted up my signal tracer, started probing around. I had no modulation anywhere, no audio anywhere on the board itself. So, what I ended up doing was I ended up going back to the. Let me get a little pointer here. Hold on, guys. All right, so I ended up going back to the microphone gain pot, which is right there. Probed the wiper. And there was zero audio coming to the microphone gain pot. So I started probing. I went back, obviously, because this goes all the way back to the microphone. And probed all the pins, and I had audio where I needed to, which is that pin there, and I believe the top one. I forget which one it was, but anyway, yeah, so I had audio at the jack. So I automatically assumed I had a bad coax cable and swap out the cable. Well, not that blue one that you saw there. Yeah, the blue one that goes to the mic jack up and down to the mic gain pot. Swap that out, still had the same issue. So I was like, well, what's going on? I started scratching my head. I'm like, do I have a bad mic? What's going on? So I swapped mics, and I was still getting the same thing. It was driving me crazy. So I'm like, do I have another bad coax cable? Take this out again, swap out another coax cable. Did a continuity test. Had continuity on both ends of the coax. So I was kind of like, well, what the hell's going on here? So I wiggled the microphone jack, and I intermittently had modulation. And then all of a sudden it would just go away again. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, what's going on here? I didn't notice, you can see it now, but there's a crack on all these pins, but especially one of them. But this was covered in flux. So I didn't know, without the signal tracer, honestly, I would have been banging my head up against the wall, figuring out, you know, what was going on here. But I wanted to actually just, this is kind of like a quick, just like a tech tip. A lot of the times, well, not a lot of the times, but I should say many times, the issue with radios, especially with TX and RX, it's going to be either with the microphone or the jack, or, you know, a combination of both, or a bad mic cord, whatever it may be. But anyway, this signal tracer actually really helped me out, because I didn't notice the cracks here. These all have little cracks, but especially that one right there definitely has a stress crack. So these things, depending on the situation, they kind of live a hard life. You bang into them, and especially if you have like one of these adapters, they stick out a little bit farther. You can really do some damage to the pins. And I think that's what happened with this one here. But like I had stated, it's pretty obvious now, or I can actually show you a close-up of it. But before, this was covered in flux, and I didn't understand what was going on. But the issue I was having was I was probing right at the pin. So I was getting audio there, and I wasn't getting audio here. So, watch, you'll see what I mean here. So let me turn this up. And we can, actually, let me put you up on the tripod. Stand by. All right, so let me probe. You guys aren't going to be able to see the signal tracer, but you should be able to hear it, because it's right there. You can kind of hear it humming. But so probe the center here on the mic gain pot. Audio, test, 1, test 1. It's nothing. So I go up to the microphone jack. Test 1, test 1. So I have audio there, but I still have I wasn't seeing any modulation on the meter. So there's the carrier. Test 1, test 1. You can see that there's no modulation on the meter, but I was getting audio out of the signal tracer. Sorry, I'm not the best camera operator here, but I think that this is some valuable information, and why I think every tech, or if you just like messing around with electronics, why every bench should have a signal tracer. And yeah, so this is a good example as to why. Let me turn this down. All right, sorry I'm a little wobbly here, but that pin there was the main culprit. So the issue I was having, well, not issue, but what was happening was, like I'd stated, this is all covered in flux, the whole backside of this. I wasn't seeing exactly what was happening, but I was probing that actual, you can see that half moon or that half C, that's the backside of the terminal. I was probing there, and you can see the crack all around, and I wasn't probing right there. It wasn't until I chipped away the flux and saw that crack there, it's when I started probing here, and I realized that, all right, well, I was losing audio right at that pin there. That little tiny crack would make it lose a connection. So let me see if I can wiggle See that? I mean, I know I'm also wiggling. Sorry, guys. I'm also wiggling the camera, but hopefully you can see that. See, I'm wiggling the plug, and that is moving. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some braid and try to soak up most of the solder on these pins and reflow all 5 of those pins. And I think that will solve our no modulation on AM and our no transmit on sideband. So let me get that done. Alright, so I reflowed that whole area there. Let's see, it's fixed. I already tried it, obviously, but you guys can see the repair. So we are on, even though you can't tell, we are on AM. It's AM, upper, lower. Let's go back to AM. All right. Audio, 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 audio. All right. It's AM. Let's go to upper sideband. Audio, 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 audio. All right. And let's go to lower sideband. Audio, 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 audio. Test, test, test. Audio, audio. All right. That's a good fix. Hey, it's not the find of the century. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm some sort of hero or whatever. I just wanted to show you guys sometimes what it takes to repair something, and you don't even need to dive into the main board itself. You know, a lot of times it is just something as simple as that. Even though it took me a couple hours to figure that out, but I did, you know. And even though I didn't get it at first, I thought it was the coax. The help of one of these signal tracers kind of made my life a little bit easier. Would I have eventually solved this issue without this? Yeah, of course I would have. But I probably would have been checking out other stuff, you know, if it wasn't for that. But yeah, that's the importance of a signal tracer. And this is a Heathkit model IT12. This one's in really nice shape. I actually got this one on that Reverb website, which I think is mostly for like instruments and stuff, guitars, amps, stuff like that. But yeah, this was on there several years ago, and it still works great. Yeah, this is. I don't say I use it every day or every repair, but I use it often enough, and it has saved me several times already. So yeah, if you guys get a chance to purchase one, add this to your workbench, I strongly suggest you do. Make your life a lot easier. But anyway, yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to cover the fact that sometimes, you know, before you send stuff in, or before you, you know, start freaking out over why your radio isn't transmitting, try a mic, try different mics, try wiggling, you know, the mic plug and the jack itself, and a lot of times you're going to find that your issue is there. So, all right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.